Kunda is that we bring a sector minister and his entire team, heads of his or her satellite institutions, to interface with the public and explain to the public what they are doing at the ministry or at the sector, but also for the public to get the opportunity to ask the minister and his or her team relevant questions concerning what they are doing. Today we have a very interesting sector here. One of the most, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome the Honorable Minister of Interior, Honorable Abdoulaye Sanyang, and his entire team. Honorable Sanyang, welcome to this week's Mansa Kunda. I know you are here with your entire team, with your permanent secretary, with your head of immigration, head of police, IG of police is here to join us, but very soon in a couple of minutes he will join us. We have also the head of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency as well, to interface with the public so you can ask questions about the sector, this very important sector, which has to do with mostly internal security, but also public safety. Mbadi ngol mbal tula mbal jayla, mbal mbarala mbal jalla nabi Mansa Kunda to. Te maraling bankola kono kola, wolom bankola no. Ika Minister of Interior, Honorable Abdoulaye Sanyang, pour yenim banko de ngol si kacha isa fale ila sector iba tamandika nyadile bari fanang banko de ngol si nyinin karo ke ibe sector ni fanan tamandika nyadile ko president nga ya fanya nyamen amala fi filo itara banko de ngol ni Mansa Kunda tema mbingalon ko Mansa Kunda mo karafoleti anun karafo kuliata bake woto nim moy karafa fenna foysina watini wari safa o fonga ba tamandika nyadile bidung nga minister min so ko nga fala nyama kumata bake atele nata bi banko la kono kol atebe marali wala tanko mimbe banko kono yadi atella anala timo mo be wolong immigration la nyaton ko anim police la nyaton ko anim drug law enforcement la nyaton ko anim fanan anala permanent minister Honorable Abdoulaye Sanyang anim banko de ngol sikata asa fale abala sector tamandika nyadile mbokk di len dalal suñ Mansa Kunda bi tay Mansa Kunda bu am solo sax té nak ñoo dalal mo Honorable Abdoulaye Sanyang mi nga xam ne moom moo li nga xam ne mooy kaaraange biir réew ñëpp xam nañ ne nag kaaraange biir lu am solo la parce que kaaraange su amut Abdoulaye Sanyang di ko dalal si Mansa Kunda bi nag ñëpp di leen dalal di leen nuyu bu baax a baax di wax ne président moo ñu jagleel Mansa Kunda bi ne bëgg réeroo am diggante askan bi ak nguur gi yaakaarloo li nga xam ne nu ñoo doxalee seeni secteur ngeen laaj leen ko kon tey bu am solo la. Before we proceed and invite senior government officials from permanent secretaries to advisors and deputy permanent secretaries, but also we have the head of partners, very strong partners. We have the ambassador of Germany is here with us today. We also have the ambassador of Turkey. My brother, my friend, he's also here today. Thank you for coming. And also a representative from the High Commission, the Nigerian High Commission is also here to grace the... before we move forward, I'd like to call on the minister himself, Honorable Abdoulaye, minutes of presentation about his sector. After that, we'll give 5 minutes each to each of that matter. Do we have the film? We'll play a short film about the sector, then we'll now open the floor for Q&A.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I don't know what to do because my people have strictly warned me to go strictly by the script that we prepared together. And I don't think I can do that in 20 minutes talk. So I will try to manage with that. Good evening, Doctor, and thank you very much for giving us this great opportunity to come and face-to-face Gambian people and people live in the Gambia, both homes and abroad. That peace, security, and tranquility, there will be no development. Once we are not working or we're not effective, development will not take place. On that note, I would like to tell you who we are as an introduction. The Ministry of Interior is responsible for providing policy and strategic direction for public safety and internal security. Our ministry oversees the management of law and order, and border control, including the management of refugees, issuing national document, the operation and management of prisons, as well as the prevention, mitigation. The ministry ensure effective, sustained order. This mechanism guarantee professional accountability, human dignity, and fundamental right. The ministry is one of the key players in the development under my ministry. The Gambia Police Force, the Immigration Department, regards companies that also part of our ministry. Provide a detailed account of the current state of affairs in the internal security. Crime prevention that is responsible by the prevention, both within and outside government. The Gambia Police Force and Drug Law Enforcement Agency, DILIC the Gambia, are given priority financing to cater for their operational needs. While there still exist funding gaps, our law enforcement community is delivering outstanding results. The detection rate of serious crimes such as murder, armed robbery, rape, etc., are greatly improved. The police are to protect investment and people's savings. Due to the high demand on public security, acquired 14 to 19 fleet pickups to enhance. DILIC have also intercepted huge quantities of cocaine, hashish in the past year. These great performances are indicative of the effectiveness of our crime prevention and detection strategies. Furthermore, it has earned the country great respect in the international law enforcement agency. The government of the Gambia, through my ministry, will continue to pursue reducing crime to the barest minimum for increased safety and security in our country. Will make it harder and riskier for organized criminal groups, particularly those involved in enhanced border management to strengthen national security. The groups involved in human trafficking and smuggling to use as a source. The ministry directed JIT, that is Immigration Department, to develop and implement an operational strategy for intensive patrols. These patrols achieve the interception of 711 will-be migrants since January this year. The various multi-sectoral strategic intervention of government has resulted in the Gambia reducing its arrival to Europe from 9,000 in 2023 to 3,000 in 2024, a 6,000 reduction within a year. This has helped us a lot to negotiate our achievement with our donor partners. The installation of Migration Information Data Analysis System, MIDAS, at various border entry points and integrated immigration control system, IICS, at the Banjul International Airport has greatly enhanced law enforcement ability to monitor real-time travelers' history in and out of this country. This kind of information is critical to our crime prevention and detection mechanism. On passing of concern, POCs, to the United Nations. Currently, a total number of 4,099 people are granted refugee status in the Gambia. While 504 asylum applications are under review, these people constitute nationals from 21 countries from over the world. Policy reforms and institution building. The ministry is implementing a comprehensive reform program in line with the government's security sector reform agenda. Key to this effort is the review and redesigning of a strategic and legislative instrument. The following steps have so far been taken. The immigration bill is currently being deliberated at Cabinet for consideration. The internal security policy is ready for submission to Cabinet for consideration. This is the first time we have an internal security policy. The Fire and Rescue Service Bill is ready for submission to Cabinet. The Police Bill and the Drug Control Bill and the Prison Bill are all at level of Ministry of Justice for review. The private security guard company is also currently being reviewed. The ministry is set for a major restructuring to become more effective, efficient in providing oversight and ensure accountability in the activities of institutions over which it has supervisory mandate. Implementation of the TRRC recommendation. The ministry is working closely with stakeholders in government and development partners to implement recommendation of the TRRC concerning matters that fall under its domain. One of the principal action taken is the direct implementation of the TRRC recommendation 544, establishing a Peace and Reconciliation Commission, PRC, with a clear mandate to promote peace, reconciliation, healing, and foster social cohesion. Working with UNDP Infrastructures for Peace project, the ministry conducted wide consultation across the country to inform the drafting of the PRC bill. Working on the bill is completed and submitted to Cabinet for consideration. The bill seeks to establish the Peace Commission. It will serve as a legal and institutional framework for establishing a peace and reconciliation mechanism in the Gambia. It is hoped that the PRC will greatly improve our current mechanism for addressing community tension and conflict through the facilitation of dialogue, negotiation, mediation. This will consolidate peace coexistence across communities in the Gambia. Meanwhile, the ministry has already created the Peace Building Unit at my ministry, which is setting the ground for the work of the Peace and Reconciliation Commission. Infrastructure development. The infrastructural improvement are policies intervention consistent with the security sector reform goal geared toward creating a conducive working environment for the security sector employees of law enforcement officers. Infrastructure constitute a fundamental layer of the government commitment to guarantee a suitable environment for meaningful human rights and national development. In partnership with GIZ, I'm glad that the German ambassador is here. The police force, for instance, has commissioned 4 model police stations in the Greater Banjul area, and 5 more are being constructed in Brikama, Farafenye, Soma, Basse, and Makamasire in the URR. The recently inaugurated SO model police station is catalyst to police modernization. The construction of a multi-purpose complex also at Kairaba is at its final state, as well as Kalaji police station and the Mansa Kunda PIU quarters. The integrated border management system seeks to establish a multi-law enforcement sectoral approach to border control. Through IOM, People Republic of Germany has financed the construction of a state-of-the-art complex at Hamdalai, Jiboro, and Ker Ali at Farafenye. This structure will house various formations involved in border management to enhance cooperation, coordination. The 3 border posts will be inaugurated soon, possibly by the President. Flagship project for internal security transformation. These 2 currently, the Gambia government, through my ministry, is embarking on an ambitious journey to modernize its prison system, aiming to transform it into a beacon of modern correctional center in line with international standards. Central to this transformative vision is a comprehensive proposal that reimages the Gambia prison as a correctional, vocational, development, and production center. Will be provided to adult inmates. The center is uniquely designed to accommodate up to 3,000 individuals, divided into wings, women wings, men, adult and juvenile, maximum security and protective security. The proposal addresses the pressing challenge of inadequate infrastructure, chronic overcrowding, and the paucity of effective rehabilitation program by embracing a right-based approach to prison management. The initiative seeks to not only improve security and living conditions within the prison, but also to cultivate vocational skills that promote and significantly reduce reoffending. Detailed plans for infrastructure together lay the groundwork for a correctional system that genuinely benefit both inmates and society at large. This forward-thinking document is a testimony to the Gambia's government's unwavering commitment to human rights, security, and sustainable human development. It sets a new benchmark for correctional facilities that empower individuals and ensure they can smoothly transit into their communities upon release. By doing so, it casts the Gambia as a pioneer of correctional reform, embodying a holistic approach where safety, dignity, and opportunity intertwine seamlessly to foster a brighter future for all involved. The Law Enforcement Academy. It will be interesting to note, this will be the first time any of the institutions under my ministry has a proper training ground. If this thing is achieved, none of us, I think my people can bear me witness, none of us has a perfect training ground. So that's why this also is very dear to our heart. It's the Law Enforcement Academy. The need for a law enforcement academy is anchored on the fact that it is through training that we can achieve our reform objective and the overall crime prevention and detection goal. Given the peculiar importance of doctrine and training in any professional law enforcement establishment, my ministry initiated the establishment of Law Enforcement Academy. These facilities, once actualized, will serve as the incubation ground for law enforcement officers and practitioners. It will set standard and provide training for officers at various levels through offering certificate, diplomas, graduate and postgraduate courses in all law enforcement disciplines. The Academy will also have a Center for Excellence for Peacekeeping training and shall attract candidates from across the region and beyond for law enforcement officers. This project will deliver a state-of-the-art campus equipped with modern classroom, forensic lab, firing range, hostel, e-learning, and recreational facilities, as well as administrative building for all the 5 sectors under my ministry. Digital ID card. The government of the Gambia, through my ministry, plan to transform the national ID card management through the introduction of a digital ID system. This will be a strategic national asset that will drive financial inclusion, improve public service delivery, fostering transparency, and laying the groundwork for a booming digital economy. A Gambia digital ID will be a powerful tool for empowering every citizen and accelerating the nation development in the 21st century. The development of a functional digital ID is paramount to the Gambia. It will represent a fundamental step toward modernizing the nation's governance, boosting its economy, and improving the life of its citizens. The system will provide a legal identity for all, including marginalized communities, refugees, and those in rural areas who may have never had formal documents. The government considers this as a fundamental human right and a key to accessing service. Therefore, the Gambia Digital ID will streamline access to public service like healthcare, social security, education, and be integrated with voter registration to create cleaner, more accurate voter rolls, minimizing the risk of electoral fraud and boosting the credibility of democratic processes. Citizens can prove their identity instantly, reducing bureaucratic delays and paperwork. Furthermore, the system will provide law enforcement with reliable tools to verify identities, helping to combat crime and enforce counterterrorism. Centralized e-filing system. The ministry intends to roll out a digital platform to streamline online application processes for ID card and travel document, including passport, ID card, driver's license, resident permit, alien permit, clearance permit, visa application, and naturalization. This initiative aims to enhance user experience, improve operational efficiency, ensure secure data management, and seamlessly integrate with existing offline systems. Once the system is launched, application will apply online, upload document, make payment, and book appointment for interview with the relevant issuing authorities. Automated notification will ensure timely execution, while mobile biometric teams will access location based on application data to optimize operation. This platform will address congestion at document processing centers and improve customer experience. Centralized data management system. The system is intended to deploy a centralized system for the Ministry of Interior to accurately and securely manage information. The system will integrate and streamline the operation of the institution under my ministry. The goal of this system is to provide an efficient, unified platform to manage departmental data, enhance operational efficiency, improve decision-making capabilities, facilitate document sharing access, and maximize revenue collection. May I conclude this presentation with high hope that our shared vision with this country will be actualized on the part of the Ministry of the Interior through implementation of the flagship project I mentioned. I'm confident that our country will continue to record low crime rate to motivate investment and promote tourism. I'm always motivated by the sacrifice and commitment of our officers are making in the Gambia to save Gambia and Gambian people and people who live in this country. I want at this juncture to thank the Honorable Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Honorable Dr. Ismaila Sise, and your capable team for coming up with such a very good initiative. This initiative will promote accountability in governance in public sector. I feel privileged to be here this evening with you. I thank you all.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Interior, for that presentation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you observed at the beginning, I was an observer, but I'm here on the podium. Just a few minutes ago, because of an emergency, Honorable Minister is feeling poorly. We pray for his speedy recovery. Honorable Minister, please get well soon. It's because of your commitment, and that is why he did not lie home. But thank you once again. Before we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, may I acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport, Mr. Bakari Baji. And then also we have before we proceed on the formal introductions and also some few presentations from other sectors from the Ministry of Interior, we have some presentations on the screen that will take us almost around 5 minutes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
and it's been launched very recently. So you cannot talk about reforms without looking at the working condition of the officers. And one way to improve the working condition is by ensuring that the infrastructure is fit for purpose and is conducive enough for officers to perform. And I think that is what drives that vision, of the minister while he was IGP, and of course a momentum that is sustained by the current IGP as well.
Thank you very much. I think you are on time to stop the video. On behalf of the Honorable Minister of Information, once again, I thank you for that presentation. Honorable Minister, we are still with you. We want this, what you have presented, to be in the local languages. Or you have Genio Sajabaro or any other? Who will try to volunteer on that? Okay, thank you.
Okay, good evening. So mbe dia mula jang ka kumo minister mimfo ka anatale na nimande ka kangola bare mba sutiande lal drong bawo wato mang jam fa bage. Minister la kumo kono ay nyine itandi ko atela ministry mimu interior ti wo marata min na wolon ka tanko jube ani luwa la kanto banko kan. Na o jubero nga tambindi nim bundal la bundal membu ko police, bundal membu ko drug enforcement agency, bundal membu ko fire service, ani prison, ani refugee commission, ani immigration department. Bara nga bunda dol fana sotole membu ko private security tolle ka ko nyi jube, ani fana commission o mi an ko Mansa Kunda londi mi marata jorandingol la comme kidi mesangol ani kidi jorangol ila maranya ani ila tanya banko ka. So wokan ala diamo aya tala sidla folaleti sidla follow ay min jibe kuol be lari nyaadi le na banko la kono tanko la kuol follow ay min jibe wolon crime abe kantala nyaadi le anim fana naketa mba bondilo nyoto nyaadi le. So woto ay tandi ko police la karola kataba kitaje niya jube sign niya moy ko e mole fajang wala ya moy mole rip jang wala ya moy ko e amroble ke jaw kata wati sudun kono dron ako nyinka kotobo e kalon jumal la ba koma. So on fanalti mi alon ko na police kunda ya kataje bakele andu be faramansering je bakele ako fana ya jube droko la karola Gambia keta bankuleti drug enforcement agency na bunda mi marta droko par jamal ke droko la min alon ko siat andum wol aketa nole bawo na mol min ya lon koy be wo bun fana ka do ko ken banko ye pour kaaje ko mimbe kala crime ti ase talano name ako fana Mansa Kunda fana be continuer la kaaje ko i lafta min na pour crime ji nyim banko kam baake wo ngo ko noma andu nyinketa nole bawo Mansa Kunda ya kata ka depanso di drug enforcement agency la ka di police la pour la doko e sake no bake ay tano nyato wo kono kuol min keta je police amamme ila motol e kamin tay ka doko kela ila fata ya motol min soto atara fo moto tannin kono to nyon kafute la motol kanne pour e tano ise tarano dawoda molbe sulale andu mol se jeno le fana an police ol nieje don o batin nala min ya lon ko lafta kuriya kela be bulolo le ila kuriya koldo anada fana ko molla dungoni finto la karola migration management immigration bunda e kata bake woto kaje ko mol mi ya lon ko ka mo kurun kafol e ka fami organized criminal groups min kan na banko yu ta ka mol tambindini jalla wala ka mol cikani janna wala ka mol sambajang ke tambini katani ko masilo la anin ku manel mimbe tamola karola ko fana londi katol min keta je woyatinna ko kabo 2023 min tata fo mo wili kononto wala bota en banko kam min dunta tubabu dunin ko masilo so katol la ko kamma 2024 serun sangola wo jita mo wili saba akamta mo wili woro nyong ya jindi bakel so wokeda kuti mi alon ko framanse tale mosa sute nol ni nata na nanel to kadun ka finti immigration ne fengo masingol londije min alon ko nimmo kadun dron ibela bul ko ndingol tala yela nyaadal ta ya dundije den wo ani airport to fana masin sifal labije ñing ya tinna andon se bulano ako no male katabake ako fana ni nata refugee commission fana la do ko jube momin kononto wolle refugee ya soto gambia jam yarfa mol ka refugee ya ñine jam fana momin tara fo mo keme lulu wolle la asylum mol be dunding mi ya lon ko refugee commission ba kan sciententing fo be refugee status dile fo eta dile ako ni nata ya mol ani ñaato tal mi ya lon ko ferol min landita wala ibe siare ministry la koltol bol fana itarani Mansa Kunda la fanna la ka security sector ka dada ku ka londi ay ta silo la mi ya lon ko woni loi lebita ani banko dingol lafta eta nyamen eta ma wo nyama wo kono loi mimbe laring immigration kunto min ya lon ko loi koto ballo o loi nara jubele adada ku sayen ben tembo min do loi be laring cabinet le iba jube kan pour ka loi nyen tambinde ako follow pour Gambia internal security policy soto wolon policy mi alon ko abe molla kanto jube la banko kono so wo fana adunta cabinet le pour ya jube min kera Gambia fire service fanati itol fana la loi wo fana adunta jele wo fana be pare kanne pour kata cabinet ya jube police la loi drug enforcement la loi and prison la loi wolbe ministry of justice le iba koto bokan pour ka ke luati yo fana natina private security guards company fana loi abe jube kan scientific ministry do ako ministry fango bina falindir bakela ila tamandir nyaato pour ka je ko mol mimbe koto isela kol koto bo nyamen yaaje ko ila doko e ka kenen silol la andung ayta ko banko dingol lafta la nyamen wokono TRRC la recommendation ol ke tamandi ministry fanal mi ya lon ko ministry of interior nyanda kake lon kan kendol tata je pour kaje ko woleke and wokono commission o TRRC ya fo ila recommendation o mimu kemelulu nin tannan nin nani 544 kaje ko commission o lo min se Cairo sabatindino banko kan nyin commission o dum ministry nata wuli inim banko be kachara ye loi nyin safe pour loi min be o commission o londe la andu nyin loi saimbe tembo minto aparetale ya samba cabinet le pour cabinet ya ko jube ni wole ya tambi ay nafuta national assembly ministre ay tandi fana ala kumo kono ko infrastructure development wolo lo fengol bungol ana nyongol pour na molla do kudlal ako kata ko keta je bak polisol ini ila partner mem mu jiazati ye kato keje ye police station o lo la jamato banko kan ako amamme bake fang na police station kuto yele amdal SO mi ya lon ko ate ministre fangol ya yele president o toyal andung police station be lokan banko fanna bela kara police station fana be police station faramansere ngo sotola ate mela bake dina daga juwe immigration la fana la fana kaje ko security be akeda drug to akeda custom to akeda police i bese doko keno nyokan IOM nata makoy Japan Mansa Kunda la dapansiro kan pour ka bungol lo minalon ko immigration doko be kala wolto na nanel to min bugo jiboro amdalay anin ker ali farafenye ma fangol bir minister bododo anata etandi ko sain ferol mimbe landiri pour kaaje ko banko la kanto akuwe falin nyala mi yalon ko abe faramansala abe banko mol nafa a follow ko mimbe o kenola wolon kanna prison bunda jube andu nying Mansa Kunda pareta ka prisono dara mi yalon ko saimbe bolale ka fodro moy ku kedron ya soron ya tuje bare ni ya tuje ibe mine kelal so mol mi yalon ko ibe prisono kono ibe karandi la mechol la min yalon ko dindingol long ibe ta kan karam moto ilata prisono ta tela karam kuntula is a grade 7 kenoje 8 kenoje 9 kenoje for grade 12 andi be exam wala kala min yalon ko mo kotengol min be banda karam mongol to e kawo exam kilingol ke so nyimbe kala kuti mi yalon ko abenna banko dingol mako la ani mo kotengol min duda prisoner kono pour e fintino yana society kono andu yeke nafati banko e andu ñim fana bululet mi yalon ko abaye gambia londi la kuke bage ko hadama dingo la nyanto ay buña andu hadama dingo sulata fengo fenna min keda presidenti ite tarra dulato mi yalon ko abe detering mo jamale tara nyapiri nyokam prison o kono wo bebe kala kulet mi yalon ko abe bola gambia banko kan andu wobe gambia kala nyaton ko leti ka prison maralo ka faramansandi andu ka bulkudo ta mi yalon ko dunia be sa jube e lafika bula gambia la simfa noma wo fannala abota je fana ay tandi ko ako karango anin londo la fannala na security doku la kuma yata bake bawo pure doku keno foye londo soto ako ala ministry lafta ka academy law academy nying ba jelal ko momo mi yalon ko ite lafita ka dung nying luwa kanto bundala ya karango soto ya londo soto anun karambu mi yalon ko abe kela karambu nati ala dunia bebe minna ko fola andum be peacekeeping training fana soto la jel min yalon ko mol min lafta kata cairo sabatni banku dol kan ke londindi woto folo jandi katano andum mol sabuno nanne fanna bela kana gambia jan kata nyin karambo ka karamo keje wo gambia ding abe suute lale digitally wala nyinti numero lebe taraje momo no fasa alale bajel na banko la economy abitala no nyaato o kan andu hani mol mi yalon ko be santol to min yalon ko man futano ka kayto nyini wol bebe du nayin ko kono ba banku di o banku dim bijang so wo kola minister la kumo kono ay tandi ko e-filing wolon sign ni lafta kayto nyine passport isa sino la bungo kono wala la mobile auto ye kayto nyin kaning ye appointment ota lungo mi bita eta interview la pour la kayto soto wo rank leniently ye la kaytol kaning nyimu bundal mi alon ko ala ministry o fana kumandi andu lafta ye ferol landi pour nyal e ka kumol fali nyokan e baajala ko saka criminal o suute ka tama janka letaro safe kata wo be taraje ase keno tariya kono den se abe mako ela bakele na crime kelola nyim banko kan so ala kumo jindi dula ay tandi ko ate a kontanta bake kanana jang ka nyin diam anim banku dingole nyaatili nyola e kacha anim fana ay tandi ko ate aka motivate le bake na ya jube na official police or drug squad ika kato mink andung kutije akoli ata nyaonya ibe sama kanta o mu kulet mi alon ko wokata wasabakel so alaban mol ay tentu ay jay ay tandiko ikayin yen simfaminta ka Mansa Kunda la tamandiroto ako a jelo ko aketa ubati pour ay na jambi anin gambeno le kacha ala baraka.
Thank you very much, DPS Gassama, for the translation. Those outside will understand what the Honorable Minister of Interior have said. Of the Honorable Minister of Energy, Petroleum and Mines in our midst. Pending members of the high table that need to introduce themselves. We start from the DG Drug Enforcement, Mr. Sise. You can introduce. I am learning this thing for the very regimented. We start from the IGP. The Honorable Minister has really managed our time. And Honorable Minister has been very strict with the time. Thank you.
The translation of the Honorable Minister in the Wolof language, because coming to over here, like you should be all of like so. No, it's okay. I think you just allow me to flow. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine. No, I can't. That was what I thought. But then it's now time for my presentation. Yeah. With this, secretaries, notably Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, my own ministry, service heads here present here, senior government officials, members of the Fourth Estate. Since I have been given only 5 minutes, I will try to shorten of the Gambia Police Force and go straight to the presentation. What I think is in protection of life and property, maintenance of law and order, detection and prevention of crime, of offenders, and enforcement of all laws with which they are charged. And members of the general public, radio talk shows, TV appearances, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, of course, the Poliso radio. Notable achievements since 2017, development of institutional policies, administrative and legal framework, development and implementation. The Honorable Minister mentioned the level the police bill is, but of course we also have the 2024 to 2028. This goes in tandem with the policing doctrine. They have the same life cycle. Selection and recruitment policy, promotion and transfer policy. Not to repeat what was already mentioned by the Honorable Minister, infrastructural development. The DPS Technical Interior requested for my presentation. These were my fears, things that I need to say. My minister will speak before me, and he will mention it. And if I say it, then it becomes a reputation. But I already have here, he thanked the German ambassador to recognize that protocol by saying a very big thank you to Gambia Police Force. Couple of weeks, Excellency, to Farafenye to inaugurate these 5 model police stations, and they are to be LRR, Basse, and Makamasire in the upper river regions. Happy to say that construction has already commenced, with the exception of the last lot, which is the, it will be awarded to the winning contractor. The Honorable Minister equally mentioned that was initiated by himself, as earlier mentioned, where he stopped, and that's why in my speech during the inauguration ceremony, I thank him and for also to complete the Kairaba multipurpose building, Kalaji, Mansa Kunda police station, and this to the project, it's 85% complete. And hopefully, before the end of the year, the German Police Support Group, GPST, equally supported us in the refurbish the location where we successfully trained a batch of 1,300. Uniforms were equally supplied to police officers, equipments, and office tools. Regions. Investigation gadgets for the CRO, we can also conduct handwriting. We can also conduct verification of fraudulent documents. And they were distributed in the length and breadth of the country, 100 tons. And also, it is important to know that you encourage efficiency is also ongoing. Capacity building initiative. And this is in furtherance to the ongoing security sector reform of SSR has to do, 1, with capacity building, 2, infrastructural development, and 3, equipping of those infrastructure that were built. This is an area of concern, and we have achieved a lot in this area as well. Now, after recruiting the batch, there are no more recruits. They are now effectively police officers. What we end up doing is to BJL, KM, and WCR so that they will be assisting us, on our patrols, heightened patrols in these areas. We will come up with a main deployment plan so that they can be deployed all the stations in the country. That will also go a long way to mitigate, the manpower challenges that we encountered when we went out, on a nationwide tour. Training was also conducted on arrest, detention, and incident management, environmental protection, crowd control, trafficking, project management, advanced investigation, crisis, and incidents response. Performance management system, PMS, deployment planning, women leadership, coaching, gender awareness, SGBV, and to end or completely eradicate female genital. Human rights training, internal investigations, torture prevention, child rights, hate speech. And then for crime prevention, I earlier mentioned about the forensic lab. Now we have the capacity to be able to conduct our own forensic, investigations, community is linked to the West African Police information system. The Honorable Minister equally mentioned about the the police bill, GIZ consultancy support, which aligns with democratic policing and human rights. Canine dogs that are supporting the highway patrols, and of recent, with the constant theft that we are experiencing at the Jambur solar plant, plans are in the offing to deploy the canine units there to support the security operatives in their work. There's also increase in community visibility and patrols, and we equally have plans to procure command and patrol vehicles, enhance road safety, install CCTV cameras in all the public highways, train police officers in ballistic, crime analysis, and handwriting. Your kind attention is appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, GP, for that presentation. One thing I know about the security, you are very regimented. When you say 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. You don't change. I'm sure we'll go. We invite the DG Immigration. Thank you. No questions today.
Honorable Minister of Interior, other ministers, officers, government officials, members of the international community and partners, media personnel, all other protocols duly observed. My name is Department. I will give you our mandate, and I will follow with achievements and our future plans. I also have been told in the Wolof language also. So, sir, I think you'll be allowing me with extra time. Interior. And our mandate includes 1997 Constitution and laws of the Gambia, among other things, to enforce the Nationality and Citizenship Act of 1965, Immigration Act of 1977, and the Refugee Act of 2000. Immigration has been engaging the public, and this is meant. We've established and strengthened the Community Engagement Unit to keep the population informed about GID's activities and mandate. In that regard, it has designated to engage community leaders and other stakeholders on GID and related functions. Over 75 public engagement activities have been conducted on TV and radio stations from January to date. Additionally, reach out to radio and TV stations to hold talks, radio talk shows on Police Show and Star FM, respectively, on matters that have to do with GID. We have also been on GRTS, QTV, and that is just to mention, by our Honorable Minister on the side of the bill. I will skip that. Of policies and enhance command and control to tie the functional responsibilities, offices, directives. Some of these policies are the visa policy and communicated or disseminated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Gender and sexual harassment policy and documentation of Gambians. We have expanded the passport processing and ID card. Not only that, but we should be reminded that we are also in other embassies providing consular services on immigration-related matters. GID has expanded passport issuing centers to 4 administrative regions, namely Mansa Kunda, Janjanbureh, Kerewan, and Basse to ease access. We've also decentralized the ID card processing centers. We have 7 mobile teams that have been dispatched in various locations to ensure that hard communities are provided with the opportunity to access immigration services. The expansion of the acquisition of passports and the delivery of its services had necessitated that need. Now, on border security, and I will skip that because my Honorable Minister has Midas expansion. And we are also working with the Ministry of Tourism to see that some other porous borders are also. On the outcome of the migrants that would-be migrants intercepted, the account was also given, so I'll skip that. Now, the introduction and implementation of security report system. In February 2019, GID, in collaboration with Security Report, started the implementation of the integrated immigration control. The system detects fraudulent documents, imposters, validity of visas, changes. The system is also synchronized with Interpol database where it monitors local. And I think we should agree with the Honorable Minister that the Gambia is safer and much safer today. In one of our goals, goal number 4, partnership, and I should appreciate the IOM, DCAF, Netherlands, partners to us. Now, fraud and its related offenses, the GID prosecution unit, and we should thank the police because they train these officers for us, prosecuted more than 30 accused persons who are convicted of committing various immigration offenses, ranging from acting as an intermediary for the purpose of entering the without pass or permit, impersonating a public officer, and a document security lab has been established and equipped to detect fraud on fraudulent documents, to strengthen enforcement of its laws and deterrence measures through continuous intra and intra-service collaboration. Now, on the provision of consular services for the protection of Gambians abroad, and Nigeria in 2024 to provide services to Gambians within those. Expansion of the biometric passport abroad was also registered and a decentralization is aiming at development, the changing trajectory of the department to a more vibrant, responsive, and pave the way for massive and laudable infrastructure are commendable. And here we are looking at occupational health and safety, also with regards to human rights and gender roles. In recent times, through support from stakeholders, invest construction and renovation of various immigration post stations to house its personnel, and assets for improved performance as contained in Goal 8 of our strategic plan. A state-of-the-art project at Amdallah, Jibro, and Kelari, Farafene to support the implementation of the integrated border management system. This will further improve border management by using integrated border management techniques to enhance cooperation and coordination among border agencies and communities at local and international level. And build 15 stations, thanks to some of our goodwill partners. On performance management, training on human capacity, immigration in the last 8 years has produced lawyers, economists, investigators to boost capacity and enhance performance. Series of trainings have also been attained on human rights, gender, document security, border management. The nature, structure, and operational efficiency of GID training school to conduct refresher training programs for officers in badges on legal framework and other governing instruments. Thanks to the Commission, ADG at that. Yes, very soon.
You conclude.
Yes. Stage of government's domestic revenue mobilization, while committed to the implementation of the statutory mandate. Having seen the year 2024, a success with a great revenue amounting to 420 million was collected. And however, statistical returns of the first quarter of 2025 shows that 160,852,000 was collected. And on our future plans, we intend to deploy more liaison officers in the embassies abroad, also to decentralize our centers to provide documents. There's introduction of online visa processing to synchronize our servers to a central database system. You, except if you allow for the, thank you. Okay.
DG Immigration. Oh, you want to jump into my prison? Okay. 3 minutes, huh?
And other ministers here present, permanent secretaries, members, guests, the media, good evening. Modu Jaju, I am Deputy Director General of the Gambia Prison Service, and I'm here on behalf of my Director General who is on annual leave. To address you this evening on behalf of the Gambia Prison Service. As we reflect not only on our journey, but on the transformation of our institution since the dawn of the new political dispensation. Prison service still depends on the 1953 Prisons Act. The Gambia offenders of the law in safe, secure, and human. This also includes upholding the principles of reformation, reintegration, and rehabilitation. Pillars that guide our commitment to human correctional practices and national development. Over the past few years, GPS has made significant strides in modernizing its operations, strengthening its workforce, and improving the welfare of both staff and inmates. Allow me at this juncture, honorable colleagues, distinguished guests, to share with you some of our key achievements and strategic initiatives made. First, professional training and international cooperation. In pursuit of excellence, GPS has prioritized professional development through international partnership. In collaboration with Nigeria Correctional Service, we had trained 3 batches of cadet assistants of prisons and 2 deputy superintendents of prisons in Kaduna and Owerri. A total of 17 officers has completed training, and 10 of them are currently in Nigeria. These programs have exposed our officers to modern correctional administration best practices, which they have actively shared across prison stations upon their return. Yes. Institutional, please. Issues that we are about to mention about the what that we planned for the prisons. The minister have elaborated most of them. So based I want to end here for until and give the floor to others also to contribute.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again. Thank you for the time management. Honorable Minister, we now invite the DG from Dilik. 2 minutes.
I've been given 2, maybe I'll ask for 3. Honorable Minister of Interior, good evening, sir. Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Ministers here present, IGP and other service chiefs, PS Interior, senior security personnel from here present, and members of our distinguished members of the gallery. Director General of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency. I have 2 minutes to ask for 3. DLEAG, as we call it now, Drug Law Enforcement Agency, which used to be NDEA, National Drug Enforcement Agency, is the sole institution responsible for the use, possession, and control of illicit and prohibited drugs in this country. The agency came into being just 20 years ago in 2005, so we are of the Gambia Police Force, and it's not surprising that we work very closely with the Gambia Police Force. One of the things we an agency here in this country is to look at issues of demand reduction and cooperation within other services in this country and the international community to curtail international organized crime-related countries since our formation from 20 years ago. Key one, the Bonto case in 2010. After that, subsequent country, thanks to the gallantry of our men and women at DLEAG. Then we have the public think. We also work a lot on what we call drug demand, in which we work on public education and sensitization on the dangers posed by drugs. Agency has been taken particularly in the last 2-3 years, because we do believe that struggles that we have with regards to drugs. If we look at the overview of drugs in this country, is sub-region, but that's why law enforcement is also here. We are doing very well to curtail it, because we know the nexus between drugs and other crimes. Common drugs here, we all know cannabis is in our West Coast region and southern Senegal. Then we also, unfortunately, not only the Gambia, the West Africa region seems to fall on a transatlantic route of hard drugs destined for Western markets. And we address that as well. And we also make sure that services here with members of the community. And some of the things we do go a long way in trying to involve. Came back from a tour, and what I saw is that the members of the community, the community infrastructure from the governor's level to the chieftaincies, to women CAFOs, youth groups, DLIC is working with them in our area of drug demand reduction. Some of the key developments that we have had in the past few years, past 7 years, include developing working tools for the agency. We have the internal audit charter, we developed 2021, the staff service rule, staff code of conduct, risk management policy, the training policy. These are all working tools we've been able to develop. And some of them, the ones that have ended, one more minute, the ones that have need review, we are reviewing them, like the Drug Control Act, which is very key to what we do. We've just reviewed it, and Honorable Minister mentioned it. One key thing that we have reviewed and suggested for amendment is the introduction of an arm wing for the league, because it has been flagged nearly anywhere we go, and also that is also in tandem with drug law enforcement in the sub-region and in the world again. We hope our Honorable Minister is working hard on that. We hope that will be something that will be included in the amendment. Finally, dealing with and is doing effectively to address them. One key challenge has to do with the community. Our officers are under constant attack in this country, and we are working towards, because society cannot have it both ways. You cannot come and enforce drug law here, and when we come, our people are because of the attacks they undergo in our communities. Hopefully that will be addressed. That is also captured in the amendment bill that we have provided to our Honorable Minister. For want of time, thank you very much. I'll be ready to hear your questions. 3 minutes.
To be accused of keeping much time, but we will be inviting the floor now for questions. We start from here, 4 from here, 4 from there. Yeah. Sometimes the answers can be so.
One, two, 1, 2.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yes.
Hello, testing 1, 2. Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. It's on now.
All right, I would like to ask my question in Mandinka. My question goes to the immigration department. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the effort of JID to ensure that the ID card is in condition. All right. Nanyi karo min de wala inti. Ni ajibi sending ID card. Ni multara ID card ni nola. Muga muta jeni ID card ba fintela. Jama babi je e karisito di mola. E karisito min di mola kata fo karifola. E ka muruje ya fo ko ila ID card system wo kadatina accelerated. Fotokopi bambalo e molfa e wa fotokopi ba murunda. E ba murula je koleke e ka yeko ID card ni am ka muruna koleke. The same thing goes to police. Fanan niaj with lansino jama driver jama biji lansi risito e bolo jus kan sante. Kakaju ni lansino dundi. Sa malam police ni ID JID ba simfanya juma ta kan kaje ko gambe no na ID card ni nka soto ni short time frame, inshallah.
Any other?
Can we allow him to answer the question?
We want to have several questions before we proceed.
Good evening. My name is Fatum Bouch from the University of the Gambia. And my question is directed to the Immigration Department. That is, I don't know for what reason why there is a huge increment in the price of passport issuance. Because I feel like as students, passport is not only given to people that are in the working class. Every Gambian needs a passport to travel, outside the country. And at this particular moment, for passport increasing from $3,000 to over $5,000, I feel like that is too much for kids like us, as like teenagers. We cannot afford that particular price. As the guy also rightly mentioned, that there's issues with having your ID cards on time. And as an individual, I don't have an ID card at this moment because it's been taking a long time to be issued to me. So right now, the only thing I got is my passport. And before getting that passport, it took me a lot of hassle to also get that. And for the fact that now it has increased from $3,000 to over $5,000, it's going to be an even more problem for people that are underprivileged to get this passport. So I'm saying, what is the Immigration Department doing this to support the people that are from underprivileged backgrounds? Because the passport is needed by every citizen of this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any order?
Thank you very much. My name is Ansu Singate. My question is going to the Director General of Immigration and the Inspector General of Police and the Ministry of Interior. So it's about the passport and the driving license. Other countries like our neighbors in Senegal, I'm going to speak my language, Mandinka. Sadel Mimboko Senegal, Najele right now, my passport is 10 years. And Tola passport is 5 years. So is it any possibility na passport or driving license you guys are going to adjust the price or the... This is my question. Thank you very much.
Just one more.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aissatou Bella Diallo from the University of the representing the Law Students Association. I am surprised that I haven't seen anybody from the Gambia Fire and Rescue Services in the panel.
Yeah, fine.
And I wanted to ask a question. What is being done to strengthen the Gambia Fire and Rescue Services in the country to be able to respond to emergencies effectively and more quickly? As someone from Bara, I can tell you all Fire and Rescue Services station in Bara is not up to standard. You cannot even tell somebody from outside that this is the fire station of Bara. It is not good in terms of infrastructure, and I am surprised I haven't seen the DG or the representative of the Gambia Fire Rescue Services to answer my question. Thank you.
They will answer your question. They are just in front of you there. Just that we did not have space on
Okay,
at the podium.
Thank you for letting me know they're here. So I would want that being answered. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, please. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Balandin Jata, a final year student, Diplomacy and International Relations, Civil Service University. My question goes to the Honorable Minister. What is your priority for your top priority for improving national security?
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, and yes, the floor is still with you now. Thank you.
Hello? Okay, thank you very much. Let me just start with the last questions. I don't know whether you listened to my deliberation. Everything I said is centered toward improving national security. I don't know whether you want me to say more than that. Whatever I said, how we intend improving national security by having a multi-sectoral approach, like the drug squad, the immigration department, the police, they are all working hand in glove. And then in fact, one of the main issues that in the Gambia we're having, I don't think we don't even have a problem that much in terms of security in the Gambia. Because what we saw in the Facebook, in the social media, is not actually what obtained in the country. Because if you look at the Gambia, in terms of crime rate, you can't compare us with any African countries. We have the lowest crime rate. Like if I take burglary or house breaking, robbery, in 1 week, we only register 21. That means 7 every week nationwide, every day nationwide. So our crime rate is at the minimal. And that's why I emphasize also on the police academy. Our officers are doing their best. But sometimes, you know, I came from the security sector. I came from them. I understand them. I know how they do their work. Because Gambia, there is no emphasizing having this law enforcement academy that will be cross-cutting for all the agencies. So as far as we are concerned, I think we have a very stable country. And then peace and security, and then crime is at its minimum that is still manageable. Because we forgot to mention that in 3 years, when I was IGP in 2021, I became the best Inspector General of Police in West and Central Africa. And the Gambia Police Force was also the best police force in 2021. Anti-crime was also the best crime fighting unit 2021. Last year, I became the best Inspector General of Police 2023-2024 in West and Central Africa, and the Gambia Police Force became the best police force in Central and West Africa. So if we are having all those recognition internationally, I don't know what, everything, there is a need to improve, and we are doing that. And we are making sure that the Gambia remain peaceful and stable. I just want to answer one question that was raised by the girl from the, no, not Bara, UTG, because one of the questions he raised is a policy matter, not operational. I will leave the operational to the immigration. But you know, passport, you are talking of, we have 2 sets of passport that we are issuing, the machine readable and the biometric. The biometric was 3,000. You know that according to the contract, the arrangement, because we contract is a PPP project, we should have increased the price since 2023. Some of these things you are raising, that's what we are trying to look. Government was losing money. But now that it's 2025, we must increase. So if you look at the passport, 5,000, we have the cheapest in this continent. And also our biometric passport is rated the best, among the best. We don't know what we have. But if you travel outside the Gambia, you will realize that you will come to appreciate what we are giving you. And the security also that are institutions. Yes, you may not have the 5,000. Even if you come to me, I'll be able to give you the 5,000 to do your passport. For the Director of Immigration also, there is no issue of ID card or driving license. Currently, we have 0 in the room. Yesterday, because people used to call me to say, Minister, there is no ID card. They send me pictures. We have printed all the ID cards that are in the queue. They are there. Governments are not to use. They will never, because they have a receipt. They use the receipt. Even if you go up to today, if you go to the Gambia Police Force, the IGP is here. We have driving license almost 3-4 years, they are still there. You see, uncollected, he just showed me. All these ID cards and driving licenses are printed and they are there, uncollected. And I give you instruction to the DG last week so they can get a press release. That's why we want to go online, whereby when your ID card is ready or your document is ready, you'll be texted to say, come and pick it. Thank you.
Tamparanga fue ni manika kom. Ila kumo nyata bake menkete ID card la kuoti. Bari hello min sorota no saying masingol nata Mansa Kunda kodo di cardsul nata mini bebeji. Minister kamin fata nga kwanti 10,000 cards wala be laring kanifing. Minimum collect. Bula watata ji wala mni record because most kumo fo jubero ke fay so malo non ko watata but biri yatara mpara QTV call alusi capsule bijele bari dol nin risto be bulu mbe samala kono malo munati na wo capsule bije hani bi bari tol nin tara non portal le soto coming na pareta ay click ila mobile to wolbe mu nyato silati wolbe se keno bari ni atara ko fana ay batandino ntol se min fono momo abe bulu ila risito yena immigration isena na PRO ya wala nga kalamuta nse loyne mari la kola birite o fo
yeah.
Okay.
10 years. Thank you.
Yes, 5 and 10 years. Okay. For the question raised on the life of a passport, 5 to 10 years, for the UTG student, this is, and I would also want to take it in as an observation because it's the first time we had somebody raising this to us in such a gathering. We will like to take inputs such as this question, and we will admit to work on it with our ministry. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There was something on fire service. Bara?
No, immigration, 10 years, you said? Why? 5 years.
The 10 year, he just responded to that. Yeah, he answered yes. Yes. Driving license.
What was the question?
Fire service in Bara.
Thank you very much. Hello. Okay, thank you very much. But I think the answers provided by the Honorable Minister and DG Immigration are this document. I have a feeling that I don't need to say anything because the question has already been taken care of, unless if you have an additional one. Thank you.
They are here.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Or fire service. Let me answer that question, because I think it's also policy.
Yeah. Really, we are in the hands of the Honorable Minister.
Yes, sir.
You want to answer it? Okay. The lady from Bara, right? You know, if you look at my presentation, I emphasize on infrastructure because we have independent. If you look at where we work, all of them are not up to standard. That's why, in fact, with the police, we came with the new model police stations. That's why we're doing it over the country. And categorize them into class A, class B, class C. And then now, currently we are building class A's. And then we have real 5, 6 stations. You don't have those kind of things anywhere in the world. Like, for example, in Mansa Kunda, you have a police station in Mansa Kunda, you have a police station in Bakot, Latri Kundas, the Westfield. Behind the Mansa, you have almost 10 police stations. Police stations become a problem. Personnel also becomes a problem. If we, all those ones were concentrated at 200 personnel in Serakunda, in every shift you will have at least more than 60 personnel. 2 vehicles, they can do the patrols. But every community wants a police station at your ward. That's one of the problems. And then we are not building. We try to improve our infrastructure. Fire service, in fact, they are here. My whole concentration now is with fire service. We are trying to improve their status. We are working on, we got about 6, and we are expecting order 2 or 3 in October. And we are also, government is planning to buy another also before the end of the year. We are also trying to look how best we can also most of the time, partners don't want to invest on infrastructure. That's always the case. Like the way I was able to even get the UN to start the new model police station, because people will complain. You go to police station, the cells are not good, and people complain. And I said, look, this is what we have. So we can only put our detainees in what we have. So if you want us to put them in a better place, you need to build us model police stations that are fit for purpose. Thank God we have solved the problem with the police, and we are also working with the other security sector. And one important thing also we forgot to mention for the DILIC. This is the first time we are building a rehab center for drug users, because we don't just want to punish them, because we have realized punishing is not an issue, it's not the issue. So how do we give them a rehab opportunity? So I think by next year, we'll finish with the rehab center. That's not a detention center. If you are a drug addict, that's where we take you to see how we can rehabilitate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Yes, I just...
The floor is still open for questions.
Thank you.
I also forgot, there's something we are building in Bar. And then
Mike, Honorable Minister. Thank you.
Hello?
It's not working.
In fact, Bara, he will expand on it. We are building a fire station in Bara. It will be one of the best, the first time in Africa. I think the construction will start very soon.
Thank you. Good evening. I am Kemesan Sane, commonly known as Kex for Foroya newspaper, court reporter, and Kex News. My question will be direct to the Minister of Interior in regarding about the Lansing provision that's provided for Lansings to be issued to people that are detained in Mile 2 based on their behavior in the prison. We have received several complaints from the prisoners that they are due for Lansing, but this has not been issued by your ministry or you as a minister, and you are the one who should sign this to leave the prison and go back to the society. And also in terms of the congestion in Mile 2, we received complaint from prisoners that 72 or 80 people are sharing one cell, to the extent that some are even sleeping near to the toilet. What is your ministry doing to decongest the prison cells?
Good evening. Me Mobe Kondronende Tomu Musa Turenti to the Director General of so after me the issue of a less pass, because more like they travel up country, more sort of regularly. So don't be a national ID card along the way immigration official ke londi after ke nginin kayla ID card start so l'espace ni lafta ka long fodum ni bo tala inanda ka joro ke bang andu ni be joro fanan kala jollam andu na tarnum fanan joro manya nakake yo mbafola director general ko namol bijele mel yalon ko ni bitaka e ka joro kele e ka fo so in a nutshell I would like the director general to shed some light on this issue of let's pass. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Ansumano Koli, a student from the University of the Gambia. And my question is regard to the digital identification. You made mention of the digital identification to align with digital world as far as identification is concerned. So my question is, what mechanisms are in place and the time frame will this unique state-of-the-art digital transformation going to start? Thank you. That is my question.
Honorable Minister and team.
Oh, thank you very much. I think I will first answer the question that was asked by Kex, right? Kex, you call licensing. It's just a privilege. It's not a right. As is law, the minister, if he so wishes, will grant, and if he so wishes, he will not grant. So it's not a right for anybody. We are just doing it to decongest the prison, and sometimes some people will come mistakenly. They will offend the law. Then if they are of good behavior, we give them the license. But it's not a right. So the complaint, anybody who's complaining about this license, he doesn't have a ground to complain because it's not a right. And in fact, every license that comes to me, I approve. So if people are complaining, and then I just don't approve license like that, I need to know and they need to convince me why I am giving them license. These are people who committed crime. So now we have even implemented some checks and balances to see, okay, why are you for the license? Who are those individuals? So you have to go now through a very rigorous process before I sign those licenses. It is not as business as usual. People will be punished, and if we need to let them go, we will do so. What was the next question? Conjunction. Yeah, that's a fact, and we are trying to work in. That's why we are even coming now with the new correctional center. Inshallah, if everything goes as planned, we will do the foundation stone in 3 months. I think we are doing the correctional center at Birkama Nyamikala, Kembuje. Government has already for us, so next week I think we'll be there with the construction company constructing it. All right, because we are moving from the prison system now to a correctional system. And ours is completely different with what is existing in the rest of the world, because ours has a production site that will not only benefit the prisoners or the inmates, but also youth for employment. Because we have seen the gaps, we have done the studies for almost 3 years. Now we are ready to get the prison officer want to add.
No, I don't need a mic. Good evening, Fangu. When I left to do question answer. There is no law but national. When I say national Gambia, regional, when I say regional, China, Russia, that's London, who said Lansing is a privilege, as he said, it's not.
get eligibility for license is based on what we adjustment history. When I say adjustment history, several patterns, being it within themselves, within prisoners, fellow officers. Then we recommend, based on that behavior pattern, to the minister to be given. In America, we call it parole and probation. It is Gambia, we call it lancing, but America, we call it parole and probation. They, in fact, the Minister of Justice, the Minister Interior, is doing them a good favor. What he's supposed to do, not only to lancing go free, they need to be monitored. They need to be reporting on a weekly at the police station. Any small thing they do, not in compliance on the violation of the lancing, they need to come back. So, Kex, journalist Kex, the Minister of Interior is doing them a favor. If he wish, he will not even sign it. There is no law he should sign them. God bless.
For that explanation from the prison service, Honorable Minister and team, we give you 5 minutes if you have anything to summarize before we close.
There is a pending question. Honorable Minister. Yes, gentlemen, thank you very much for your question. It's a French term. Visitor's pass requires a visitor's pass within the territory of the Gambia when you leave the source of the Gambia. I just want to reiterate, there is no payment on laissez-passer, but a Gambian national not to pay for any laissez-passer on movement. I advise you to go with your ID card if you are an adult.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You still insisting on your question?
Okay, well. You are right. Yes, we are currently working very, very serious with it. We are working with the partners. We are negotiating for the. We'll signing the contract. I think next week we're having the contract negotiation.
Honorable Minister, you have some.
3 minutes. When I was coming, I thought that will be the hottest questions about the outside the boundary of the country, because it's an issue about it, right? And in fact, I think there is a planned demonstration on the issue of ID card outside, and I don't know the reason why I'm complaining. People are saying it is against the law. We had a discussion with even the planned demonstrators and brought them because they said illegal based on law XYZ. And you need to understand the state has a duty to all its wherever you are. Are we not issuing passport outside this country? If we think Gambians are somewhere and they need documentation and they can't reach the Gambia, it's our obligation to make sure if we can and go there and then issue those documents. In fact, they will go through the right procedures. Enrollment. When we are satisfied that they are Gambians, documents will be sent to the Gambia and we verify and vet. Approval given and printed and sent. If you are a Gambian, if you are an American citizen today, you lost your passport here, you go to American embassy and they will do the needful. And to America. And then they will print your passport and send it. So what is the problem? They cannot go any single law. But in fact, people will just link things to politics. It doesn't make sense. Can you bring a plane full of people to come and register? You give them ID card, they come and register to get the voter's card. You don't need an ID card for a voter's card. You need a birth certificate to have a voter's card. You need the attestation of an alcalde to get a voter's card. So why do you have to pay money to get something that you can have free? So we can issue ID card or passport or any government document wherever Gambians are.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Interior, for that clarification. This is expansion and improvement. Thank you.
In fact, what they are trying to remind me is, in fact, when we went to Togo and Congo, we have 10 rejections, 10 applications that were rejected. And then 3 or 4 were sent to Banjul for the verification. So you don't just give people ID card like that. So this is a national document, and we know the importance of this document.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Minister. On behalf of the Honorable Minister of Information, I wish to sincerely thank you, Honorable Minister of Interior, the IGP, DG Immigration, PS, and the DG Delegate, and the Honorable Ministers here, the diplomats, Security Service, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to be here today, and then please have a good night. Thank you very much.